Hi, I'm Will Ardros with Komando.com. The 1989 Loma Prieta earthquake registered 6.9 on the Richter scale, interrupted the World Series, killed 60 and injured thousands. But in that chaos, there was an unsung group of heroes. In this Komando.com report, we take you inside the life of ham radio operators.
Before social media, before long-distance calling, there were amateur radio operators. Armed with a ham radio, the aptly named hams communicated around the world. They were the first social network.
I've contacted about 200 countries or entities all over Europe, South America, Japan, Australia, New Zealand.
Gary Sumner has been a ham since Loma Prieta, and since then, the hobby has become something more.
We help with emergency communications, both locally and around the world. We set up at different aid stations and report back to the headquarters if anybody's having troubles or anything like that.
Ham radios are a lifeline to first responders because they don't rely on the communications grid. They use redundant communication.
In case our communication systems go down, the mountaintop repeaters or the dispatch centers, ham radios could fill that gap.
Eric Nitzel was a ham radio coordinator near San Francisco during the 1989 quake. He spent 28 years in the fire service, many of which were spent in wildfire and emergency management.
They come with all their gear. They can work out of their homes, their cars in some cases, or the emergency operations center. So we can get a message out to almost anywhere. The reach of the ham radio system is far and wide, so you can contact any county or jurisdiction using these volunteers.
Mother Nature throws everything she's got at hams. Tornadoes, earthquakes, hurricanes, but she can't stop them. Natural disasters make heroes out of geeks in the garage.
We basically train every day, every week, every month, every year on how we're going to be prepared for when there's emergencies.
Mike Meyer is an emergency section coordinator for the state of Idaho. He's witnessed the evolution of hams.
Amateur operators before 9/11 basically worked for a sheriff in a county or the Red Cross or someone like that. Now we have FEMA and Bureau of Homeland Security, and so we've aligned ourselves very closely with those two entities so that we can meet their requirements to respond to these emergencies.
These volunteers are ready to go at a moment's notice, but they're not going to be around forever.
There's an awful lot of us gray-haired guys out there because we're the ones who are kind of fascinated with it, modern technology. I mean, let's face it, if you're 17 years old, your world is in that cell phone.
Frankly, Meyer is right. To me, a ham radio is a relic, especially when I can text, Snapchat, and Skype with whomever I want. But he and other hams are trying to pass down the skill set to Boy Scouts, because you never know when you just might need a ham.
I'm Will Ardros for Komando.com. Kim delves deeper into the life of ham radio operators in her Komando On Demand podcast. She shares her first-hand experience of watching a ham try to pass on his knowledge. And you can hear it on Komando.com. That's Komando.com. Thanks for watching.